Criminology Board Exam Reviewer. Administration of Police Organization. Part 2. Powers and Functions of the DILG. 1. Assist the President in the exercise of general supervision over local governments. 2. Advise the President in the promulgation of policies, rules, regulations and other issuances on the general supervision over local governments and on public order and safety. 3. Establish and prescribe rules, regulations and other issuances implementing laws on public order and safety, the general supervision over local governments and the promotion of local autonomy and community empowerment and monitor compliance thereof. 4. Provide assistance towards legislation regarding local governments, law enforcement and public safety, establish and prescribe plans, policies, programs and projects to promote peace and order, ensure public safety and further strengthen the administrative, technical and fiscal capabilities of local government officers and personnel. 5. Formulate plans, policies and programs which will meet local emergencies arising from natural and man-made disasters, establish a system of coordination and cooperation among the citizenry, local executives and the department, to ensure effective and efficient delivery of basic services to the public. 6. Organize, train and equip primarily for the performance of police functions, a police force that is national in scope and civilian in character. Relationship of the DILG with the Department of National Defense, DND. Under RA 6975, the Armed Forces of the Philippines was in charge with external security while the DILG was in charge with internal security. Under RA 8551, the Armed Forces of the Philippines is now in charge with both internal and external security with the PNP as support through information gathering and performance of ordinary police functions. National Police Commission. An agency attached to the DILG for policy coordination. Shall exercise administrative control and operational supervision over the PNP. Vision of the NAPOLCOM. We envision the National Police Commission as a highly dynamic, committed and responsive administering and controlling body, actively and effectively facilitating the evolvement of a highly professional, competent, disciplined, credible and trustworthy PNP. Mission of the NAPOLCOM. To administer and control the Philippine National Police with the end in view of maintaining a highly professional, competent, disciplined, credible and trustworthy PNP. Powers and functions of the NAPOLCOM. A. Exercise administrative control and operational supervision over the Philippine National Police, PNP, which shall mean the power to 1. Develop policies and promulgate a police manual prescribing rules and regulations for efficient organization, administration, and operation, including criteria for manpower allocation, distribution and deployment, recruitment, selection, promotion, and retirement of personnel and the conduct of qualifying entrance and promotional examinations for uniformed members. 2. Examine and audit, and thereafter establish standards for such purposes on a continuing basis, the performance, activities, and facilities of all police agencies throughout the country. 3. Establish a system of uniform crime reporting. 4. Conduct annual self-report surveys and compile statistical data for accurate assessment of the crime situation and the proper evaluation of the efficiency and effectiveness of all police units in the country. 5. Approve or modify plans and programs on education and training, logistical requirements, communications, records, information systems, crime laboratory, crime prevention and crime reporting. 6. Affirm, reverse or modify, through the National Appellate Board, personnel administrative actions involving the demotion or dismissal from the service imposed upon members of the Philippine National Police by the Chief of the Philippine National Police. 7. Exercise appellate jurisdiction through the Regional Appellate Boards, over administrative cases against policemen and over decisions on claims for police benefits. 8. prescribe minimum standards for arms, equipment, and uniforms and, after consultation with the Philippine Heraldry Commission, for insignia of ranks, awards, medals of honor. 9. Issue subpoena and subpoena duces tecum in matters pertaining to the discharge of its own powers and duties, and designate who among its personnel can issue processes and administer oaths in connection therewith. 10. Inspect and assess the compliance of the PNP on the established criteria for manpower allocation, distribution and deployment and their impact on the community and the crime situation, and thereafter formulate appropriate guidelines for maximization of resources and effective utilization of the PNP personnel. 11. Monitor the performance of the local chief executives as deputies of the Commission, and 12. Monitor and investigate police anomalies and irregularities. Be advised the President on all matters involving police functions and administration. See render to the President and to Congress an annual report of its activities and accomplishments during the 30 days after the end of the calendar year, which shall include an appraisal of the conditions obtaining in the organization and administration of police agencies in the municipalities, cities and provinces throughout the country, and recommendations for appropriate remedial legislations. D. Recommend to the President, through the Secretary, within 60 days before the commencement of each calendar year, a crime prevention program, and E. Perform such other functions necessary to carry out the provisions of R.H. 6975, as amended, other existing laws and presidential issuances, and as the President may direct. Composition of NAPOLCOM. 1. 1 Chairperson. 2. 4 Regular Commissioner. 3. The Chief PNP as ex officio member. Note: shall serve a term of office of 6 years without reappointment or extension. 3 of the 4 regular commissioners shall come from civilian sector and not former members of the police or military. The 4th regular commissioner shall come from the law enforcement sector, either active or retired. At least one of the 4 regular commissioners shall be a woman. From among the 3 regular commissioners from the civilian sector, the vice chairperson shall be chosen. The vice chairperson shall act as the executive officer of the commission. Refer to the organizational structure of the NAPOLCOM. Important dates in the history of modern Philippine policing. 1901, Act No. 175 of the Philippine Commission established the Philippine Constabulary on August 8, 1901. 1905, the Philippine Constabulary School was established at the Santa Lucia Barracks in Intramuros on February 17, 1905. 1908, the Philippine Constabulary School was transferred to Baguio City. 1916, the Philippine Constabulary School was renamed Academy for Officers of the Philippine Constabulary. 1917, on December 17, 1917, Brigadier General Rafael Crame from Rizal Province became the first Filipino chief of the Philippine Constabulary. 1926, the Academy for Officers of the Philippine Constabulary was renamed Philippine Constabulary Academy. 1936, the Philippine Constabulary Academy became the present-day Philippine Military Academy. 1938, the Philippine Constabulary became the existing and organized national police force of the country pursuant to Commonwealth Act No. 343 dated June 23, 1938 and DO No. 389 dated December 23, 1950. This decree integrated local police forces into the Philippines Constabulary operational and organizational setup. 1966, Congress enacted R.A. No. 4864, the Police Act of 1966. This law also created the Police Commission, POLCOM. 1972, the POLCOM was reorganized as the National Police Commission. 1975, PD 765 was enacted. This law is called the Police Integration Law of 1975. The Integrated National Police was established with the Philippine Constabulary as nucleus under the Department of National Defense. The NAPOLCOM, originally under the Office of the President, was transferred to the Ministry of National Defense. 1985, the National Police Commission was returned to the Office of the President pursuant to E.O.1040. 1989, Executive Order 379 placed the Integrated National Police directly under the command, supervision and control of the President. This order vested the NAPOLCOM with the powers of administrative control and supervision over the Integrated National Police. 1990, RA 6975 was passed on December 13, 1990, establishing the Philippine National Police under Reorganized Department of the Interior and Local Government, DILG. A new National Police Commission was created under the DILG. 1998, Congress passed into law RA number 8551 on February 25, 1998. Otherwise known as the Philippine National Police Reform and Reorganization Act of 1998. This act strengthened and expanded NAPOLCOM's authority over the PNP to include administration of police entrance examination and conduct pre-charge investigation against police anomalies and irregularities and summary dismissal of erring police members. Functions in a police organization. 1. Primary or line functions. Functions that carry out the major purposes of the organization, delivering the services and dealing directly with the public. The backbone of the police department. Examples of the line functions of the police are patrolling, traffic duties, crime investigation. 2. Staff/administrative functions. Functions that are designed to support the line functions and assist in the performance of the line functions. Examples of the staff functions of the police are planning, research, budgeting and legal advice. 3. Auxiliary functions. Functions involving the logistical operations of the organization. Examples are training, communication, maintenance, records management, supplies and equipment management. Organic units in a police organization. 1. Operational units. Those that perform primary or line functions. Examples are patrol, traffic, investigation and vice control. 2. Administrative units. Those that perform the administrative functions. Examples are personnel, finance, planning and training. 3. Service units. Those that perform auxiliary functions. Examples are communication, records management, supplies. Organizational structure. The systematic arrangement of the relationship of the members, positions, departments and functions or work of the organization. It is comprised of functions, relationships, responsibilities and authorities of individuals within the organization. Kinds of organizational structures. 1. Line. The oldest and simplest kind, also called military. Defined by its clear chain of command from the highest to the lowest and vice versa. Depicts the line functions of the organization. Orders or commands must come from the higher level of authority before it can be carried out. Involves few departments. 2. Functional. Structure according to functions and specialized units. Depicts staff functions of the organization. Responsibilities are divided among authorities who are all accountable to the authority above. 3. Line and staff. A combination of the line and functional kind. Combines the flow of information from the line structure with the staff departments that service, advise, and support them. Generally more formal in nature and has many departments.